My girlfriend F26 asked me M28 to try raceplay, and I may have completely ruined our relationship. A couple of weeks ago my girlfriend, a black woman, suddenly brought up the topic of trying raceplay in bed. Specifically, she wanted to be a slave to me, a mixed-race guy, but white passing. And not a modern, sexual slave thing but a real 1800s slave and master type of scenario. I was very uncomfortable with the idea, and I shut it down immediately. Some days later she asked to have a serious conversation and brought this up again. She'd been thinking about it a lot, had been watching this kind of porn, and said that if I really were that uncomfortable with the matter, then she would drop it, but asked that I please think it over and try to realize this fantasy for her. I promised I would think about it, and I did over the next couple of days, and I came to the conclusion that I would indulge her despite my discomfort with the idea. We've both brought up new things to try in bed, some have been rejected, some have been approved. She's done some weird shit with me, so as a good boyfriend I have to return the favor. So I thought that if I was gonna do this with all the misgivings I was having, I should go all out and jump headfirst into the cold water. I bought a white Colonel Sanders suit and hat, a horse whip, found a compilation of slave spirituals on YouTube to play in the background, and researched a bunch of old-timey slurs and insults used against black people. And waited for her to get home. She enters the door and I appear all dressed up and tell her, in an exaggerated southern accent, "You ain't going to the fields today, your work is gonna be right here," and point to my dick. She's into it, she really liked it, and we get to work, but as we're having sex her demeanor starts to change. I thought this was initially just her acting in character, but she then burst into tears and I stopped and asked what was wrong. She started getting dressed and leaving and now I'm crying and apologizing, but she says she doesn't want to hear it. She tells me that I went way too far with the whole thing and that she doesn't want to talk to me for at least a couple of days. And that's where we are right now. What the hell do I say to her, besides I'm sorry? How can I fix this? I was, admittedly, saying some pretty awful shit as we were having sex, but I was doing it for her sake. It's not like I was enjoying it, I was trying to be good for her. I wanted her fantasy to be as accurate as possible and ended up going overboard. Now what the hell can I do to clean up this mess? All you can do is remind her that you were never into it, and that this was all something she urged you to do. She tried it, and she wasn't into it. Admittedly, you went so far that I'm not sure if this is even real. I think a typical southern getup and some mild 1800s dirty talk wools have done it. Maybe light some candles. But again, this was her idea. If this is what ends the relationship, that's on her. If this is what she communicated that she wanted, then she should just take it as a lesson learned. This is fake. The creative writing is strong with this one. Imagine your ancestors surviving hundreds of years of slavery for you to do this fuckery, coming from another black woman. SMH. This seems like a classic case of be careful what you wish for. She got exactly what she was looking for and realized it was a mistake. Honestly, all you can do is remind her that you thought it was a bad idea and uncomfortable from the start and only did it to begin with because she really wanted you to. Also try to comfort her, pamper her, remind her you love her to make her feel better. If she is insistent on not talking, something like some flowers at her door with a "feel better" note would be a nice gesture to comfort her. This is top tier, ha ha ha. This seems like a horribly sad remix on the Naruto post. Please tell me you're trolling LMAO. How TF is this app free? ISTG, this sub has a bunch of really bored people trying to one-up each other in who can come up with the most batshit crazy troll post. LMFAO, not Colonel Sanders. Whisper praise, this has got to be a joke. This has got to be a joke. This has got to be a joke. What the fuck were you thinking? When in the history of man-fucking kind do you ever think jumping into the Mariana Trench the first time you try a kink has ever worked for the best? You bought a suit for Christ's sake. It sounds like you jumped in without asking her how exactly she wanted it to go. Porn isn't accurate. Did you guys talk about what happens in the porn she watches? You should have introduced some little by little and not all at once. She probably wasn't expecting the suit and spirituals in the background. Apologize for going overboard. Give her some space and remind her you didn't know what she wanted and just wanted to please her. Specifically, she wanted to be a slave to me. The fuck is wrong with her? Is your girlfriend Doja Cat? This is fake. Second story today and I have only clicked on just second post. Just wow. You ain't going to the fields today. Your work is gonna be right here, and point to my dick. This line is too good to be real. Next time you get a great idea for a porno, just film one. Might make some money. It sounds like one of those weird situations where she was trying to test you. I think you need to reevaluate the entire relationship. You were clearly uncomfortable and made that clear not once, but twice. What else is she going to try and push on you later on? IDK, just seems like that would be a major red flag for me. As for her, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And this is why we set out limits and safe words before the scene. Dude, it sounds like she's batshit crazy. Just walk away. Why the fuck are the comments, she got what she asked for, and not, gee, maybe you went a little too hard? Fucking hell, this is, you like that you fucking retard, but like 10 times worse. Edit, like fucking hell. I promise you she just wanted you to call her a slave, not do the fucking homework for a reenactment. LMFAO yeah I'm sorry but some kinks deserve to be shamed, this is truly sick. I can't believe black people are into this foolishness and you really got into your Heath Ledger, method acting bag. Jesus. Y'all need help FR. Yeah okay. Wow this has to be a joke. I wanted her fantasy to be as accurate as possible. Yeah, hardly anyone wants their fantasy to be accurate to the real thing. Naughty nurse fantasy doesn't involve someone in orthopedic shoes jabbing you with a needle and telling you you're overweight and pre-diabetic. LMAO this I can't LMAO. Lol. This was her idea? Yes she can change her mind but she can't be mad at you for following through with her request. Maybe it was the accent you used. Did you go foghorn leghorn? Bitches love foghorn leghorn. Rafflemau. Sorry but this is too funny. I can't take this seriously LMAO. In all honesty she should lead any of her fantasies at least plan them out and vice versa. Just something to look out for in the future. Personally I have massage parlor as well as a little bit of BDSM fantasies and will tell my boyfriend exactly what I want him to do from the beginning to the end. Sometimes the BDSM gets too far and I have cried maybe once about it but we just cuddle and he kisses me on the forehead and I feel better. 10 out of 10 this is hilarious. Give her peace, do not contact her until she contact you. She will come around eventually. This reads like it was written by someone who's never seen a human vagina before. This sub is fucking exhausting sometimes. I'll take, things that didn't happen, Larry. Go post your fantasies on Penthouse Forum. Colonel Sanders suit. Compilation of slave spirituals to play in the background. Dead giveaway. Fake. America's society is going through a mass psychosis. Y'all are bonkers. Real advice though, remind her that it wasn't your wish to play that game. If she is still trying to shift the blame onto you, search for a partner that is more mature, less insolence. Completely her fault. What an idiot to think this would be a good idea. Did you talk like foghorn leghorn? Damn bro. Y'all are crazy. This has been an attempt to get slave porn trending on Google. WTF. Yeah. Let's all just run out and buy a Colonel Sanders suit. They sell those on every corner. Tears of joy. Go for it. LMAO. Mons has me creasing. You went 0 to 200% real fucking fast bro. You really don't get why that's a problem? I wanted her fantasy to be as accurate as possible. We have a saying that suits her perfectly, be careful what you want, because maybe it will happen to you. Well you should have discussed how far she wants to go before you did it. Take that as a lesson learned for further sexual experiences. Just give her the space she wants right now and when she's ready talk to her. Meanwhile HOS about writing a letter to her. So she knows you're still there for her even when you give her space. She couldn't handle it. Did she say anything during it or just after? I don't think you're at fault, but you can emphasize perhaps her feelings as well if she explains them. Kinks are common, even taboo ones like this. This post convinced me that we're living in a simulation to entertain our gods. She's fucked. Let her leave. Dodge a bullet.